Watch today. I sing in a different way. In Ukrainian, my voice sounds different. Another hobby of mine is design. I tried wearing sneakers backwards, but it was rather uncomfortable. I put on a t-shirt because he was Jordan and I was Shaquille O'Neal. Good always triumphs over evil. It's simple and clear. It's cool just as it should be. Serhiy Babkin is a poet, musician, actor, and member of the Pyatnitsa band. He is the author and performer of his own songs. Apart from his music that is becoming more popular, Serhiy is actively involved in theatrical life. He has recently completed acting in the new Ukrainian comedy 11 Children from Morshyn, where he played the role of an antagonist hero. There was an interesting story from 11 Children from Morshyn. When I brought my children to the casting, it turned out that my wife and I were also invited to the shooting. Moreover, they made me a sound producer of the movie. It was a shock to me, because I didn't understand what to do. The producers explained my role to me. It turned out that it was not so difficult. All I needed to do was select some music and find melodies that would fit certain scenes in the movie.
Не понимаю, честно говоря, как это делается, чего нужно делать. Но мне объяснили, что нужно делать. Оказалось, это не так уж и сложно. То есть надо было просто выбирать.
It could be a song, a chorus, a verse, or some musical piece. It had to fit the scene perfectly. I had to contact some bands and ask their permission to use their song or an excerpt of it in the movie. Some refused, while others gave me a green light. They were different.
Может быть, просто какая-то музыкальная часть. Но вот сюда она ложится прям идеально. Надо было там созваниваться с группами.
But it's a great experience. I'm grateful for this opportunity. I appeared as an actor, as a sound producer, and an author of the soundtrack wherever I would be in this movie. What touched me was that it's a children's movie. Now we like children's movies. I remember once upon a time, many children's movies were shown on television. We watched them with great excitement, ran to the TV to watch series like Guest from the Future or Electronic, and then they disappeared.
Здоровская. Мне кажется, знаешь, что чем меня зацепило, чем порадовало, и почему я захотел участвовать? Потому что это детский фильм, а сейчас нету детских фильмов. Вот я помню раньше.
Children's movies as a genre were forgotten. How can it be? They also educate children. The fact is that children liked to watch movies about their peers and learn about them. They liked stories that are targeted on children's mindsets.
Электроник, там что-то такое. А потом они пропали, то есть все какие-то пошли какие-то серьезные всякие фильмы, там эти вот, там боевички, там все такое, развалы, какие-то, детский фильм вообще вот жанр, как жанр, вот как-то забыт, все позаброшено и все, нет его. Как это? А как это? Ну это же тоже, получается, воспитывает, детей, да? Ну, когда у детей нету такого же...
And watching about grown-ups like aunts, uncles or killing, shooting is not for them. Therefore, this Ukrainian movie about children is like a first shot in which children are involved, where children are the main characters and the whole story is very positive. For instance, these films show children that good should triumph over evil. It's simple and clear. And in the end, that is really the way that it should be.
Где участвуют дети, где дети главные герои. И вся история невероятно светлая.
Some kind of unrealistic sounds. He tells about a woman with whom he parted, though he loved her. They are living apart, but this is not clear from the start. He feels empty without this person. He may travel around different countries, not seeing his wife for a long time, and then writes a song about her. The song is associated with a very calm wind and swaying trees. You can listen to it by the sea, where the sun shines and waves splash. In front of a fireplace with snow outside the window. It's nice. And Babkin sings. This song is deep. It teaches to miss your family and appreciate them. It teaches to forget the evil done to you and move on. Someone did you bad, and you did good, so that his conscience will torture him. Here vocals are of the highest level. I would give them the highest grade. I would give this song 12 out of 12 points. I would give this song 12 points on a scale of 12. It is highly popular, very well done, very calm and soothing, and simply about one love. My hobby is design. I like to create, to glue things and make decorations. I like to work in designing programs. I inherited this from my mother. My mother liked to collect leaves and made ikebana. In school, I was a die-hard fan of basketball, and I really liked Shaquille O'Neal. His number was 32. So I dreamed of making a t-shirt with his number, but I didn't have money to pay for it. Then we did not have any t-shirts with inscriptions, so I took a white t-shirt and cut off its sleeves. Then I took tracing paper. It's transparent and slippery. I put the t-shirt on the table and drew the number 32 in a mirror image to avoid reversing the inscription.
Непонятно. Короче, я разложил, написал аккуратненько все, расчертил, 32, но опять же в зеркальном отражении нужно, потому что потом ты будешь наклеивать.
Then I took paint, mixed them with school glue, painted the inscription on tracing paper and put it aside to dry. Then I put this inscription on the t-shirt or screen printing, ironed it and took it off neatly so that I would not damage the inscription. Number 32, Shaquille O'Neal.
И потом аккуратненько снимаешь. So, у тебя накаточка 32 Shaquille O'Neal.
We really enjoyed playing basketball. It was the only form of sport that was my favorite in my youth, because I associate it with my long career in it, broken knees and elbows. I like it very much.
Потому что, может быть, потому что связано огромное количество времени.
We played with Andriy Zaporozhets in a pair. He was Michael Jordan and I was Shaquille O'Neal. I blocked the opponents to give him the way to the hoop, and he then flew through the air and made an awesome slam dunk. I blocked all the defense players aside, and some tried to block me. One of them tried to block me, but I managed to get around him and pass the ball to my teammate, who made a classic slam dunk. My sportswear was an L size. I liked large-sized shirts, t-shirts and pants. Actually, trying to look like a schoolboy, I wore jeans backwards in the style of the group Kriegskross. Nowadays, I don't think that it is very fashionable or cool to wear such clothing of this style. I tried even wearing sneakers backwards, but it's uncomfortable to shoe them. So I walked in the usual sneakers. I started collecting things like lighters, spoons and pencils. I had loads of them. I still don't understand where I found these gadgets, but this was really the way it was. Clothing, pins, pencils and pens. Why did I come across all these things? Later, I became interested in some types of tight-fitting clothing. It was nothing other than minimalism. Everything was small and miniature. But what was it all about? The same was with music. It is trivial, but I don't know what it is associated with and why it happened. I like minimalism when there is really something you need and something you cannot get by without. And I faced the questions: do I need this or not? Can I do without this? Why do I need it if I can do without it? So if you can do without, it is not needed.
А вот все, что вот уже начинается как бы, можно, а без него можно. Все, зачем оно нужно? Не нужно. Если без него можно. Мне стало появляться.
My thoughts began to appear in the Ukrainian language, and I liked this. I felt my articulation change. I began to sing in a different way. In Ukrainian, my voice sounded different.
Артикуляция, да, вот. Я по-другому пою. На украинском языке голос по-другому звучит. Сначала я думал, типа, сделать как-то, там, не знаю, там, 7 украинских, там, 3 на русском языке. Потому что есть песни, да, на русском языке есть они.
At first I planned to write 7 songs in Ukrainian and 3 in Russian. And then I thought that I had enough songs for a full-length album. I'll do it once and maybe won't do it again. But I have a strong desire to release an album in the Ukrainian language. If to think on a global level, and as a Ukrainian patriot, then this would be my personal contribution to the cultural musical life of the country in which I was born and live. I make music in the language which I and my fellow compatriots speak.
На том языке, на котором разговаривает моя страна.
То була наче ніч, то було наче сонце, і без меж, без облич, ніби ми незнайомці, відкривали себе на показ, бо не мали ми що ховати, зупиняли іноді час, щоби не заважав кохати, десь приблизно так багато років тому, десь приблизно так постійно ставимо кому, десь приблизно так у всіх одне й те саме, десь приблизно так від Єви Адама. То були моря наших сліз, то був наш шлях додому, лякав верх, збуджував вниз, а чому саме так невідомо. Я ще раз помилюсь, я ще раз загляну в прірву, всім, що маю, з тобою поділюсь, все, що можу, з себе вирву. Десь приблизно так багато років тому, десь приблизно так постійно ставимо кому, десь приблизно так у всіх одне й те саме, десь приблизно так від Єви Адама, від Єви Адама, від Єви Адама, від Єви Адама, від Єви Адама.
Получается, что я в театре 22 года. 22 года. 21 год. В театре.
It turns out that I've acted in the theater for 21 years. That is, I was a 3-year student when I joined the Kharkiv Russian Academic Theater of Drama. Then we founded our own Theater 19 with Ihor Ladenko. And the last was the beautiful Flower Theater, where my wife Snezhana and I appeared. This is just insane. But frankly, sometimes I feel very happy to be there, and other times I am ready to kill everyone who is standing next to me. This is a combination of this tandem.
Иногда я счастлив безумно, что я там, а иногда я просто готов убить всех, кто рядом. То есть вот такое сочетание вот этого тандема, этих энергий, которые, да, вот там.
There's such great energy there. Its founders, or as I call them fathers, are Ihor Kluchnik, Denis Shmelov, and Artem Busik. I consider them non-human, incomprehensible creatures on this planet. And we joined them in 2012 and made the play Fat. Then they staged another play titled Dracula. Now we're preparing a new, very cool premiere. Everyone knows this play. It is a favorite among children and adults, and it is very cool.
Потом они сделали другой спектакль, потом Дракула был. Сейчас мы готовим тоже новую премьеру, пока я не буду говорить какая, но тема нереально крутая. Все ее знают, все прекрасно знают этот материал. Он любимейший, не знаю, и для детей, и для взрослых. Вот. И, ну, короче, класс.
Спасибо огромное, что провели сегодня.
Thank you for spending this day with me. See you at my concerts or anywhere else. Bye.
Пока.